All right. Is this working? Right. Oh, I did not hit the mute button. I can hear it from my chat. Make sure this is working. Yep, everything seems to be working. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second endeavor into a solo story of D&D during the season of my D&D campaigns. If you are not familiar with what we do here, we do 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons with a couple homebrew rules. We play on my homebrew world of Idmar, my crafted world of Idmar, which I have a bunch of sheets with information and a map of what it looks like. You are seeing a small part of it right now. And on that map, I have various campaigns running. And this will usually be, I believe, at Wednesdays at 5 p.m., like it is right now-ish. But that could be variant week to week. But either way, the recordings will always be on the YouTube channel. So I hope you stick around and watch more in the future. But regardless, I am joined here now with Nahom. Say hi, Nahom.
Howdy.
And we'll be jumping right into it. And starting off here, I will give a bit of an intro scene as we kind of climb into game here to get a little idea of what we might be endeavoring on. I'm going to give a little flavor. Let me find my favorite track here for it. Disembodied Spirits. There we go. All right. We start off our campaign kind of zooming into a scene. And in the scene, we are in basically pitch black in this dark room. And as we look across this room, we see about 9 figures standing in various corners of various shapes and sizes. None of them perfectly demi-human, but most of them of a demi-human form. And as we sit here, a voice perks up and goes, "And it has begun. Finally, a challenger arrives to seek out once again the stones. The knowledge hidden that must be unhidden once again." This figure appears to be just one solid eye that was just speaking. And then we zoom over to another figure who goes, "This power, most mortals cannot handle it. Perhaps this one will fall once again." This figure appears to be kind of, the only thing you can make out as we zoom in on this picture is a large, long face with kind of sullen eyes peering through the darkness. And then finally, a figure that the only feature we can make out is a mermaid's tail speaks up and goes, "Regardless, this one must travel through the plains if they wish to find what they seek. They must travel this world as well and pass through my gates." And then, actually, finally, because I know I already said finally, a figure that just looks skull-like speaks up and goes, "He will join my realm surely, as all mortal men do." And then we fade to black on that scene and go to a much happier scene as we see a boat kind of racing towards the shore with cheer. This boat is completely crewed by halflings and is halfling-sized, and awkwardly, as we look upon this small halfling town that we're approaching, with a various smuttering of humans as well, clearly visible from the shore, and human homes visible from the shore, as well as like shire huts on these open plains as we approach Quartershoe. We see an awkward, maybe uncomfortably positioned creature on this halfling boat. What do we see, Nahom, on this boat?
What you see is a vertical stegosaurus. You see a 7'3", greenish, orange spiked big goddamn dude with a scimitar on his hip, and what looks to be tattered leathers. You can't make out the animal, but it's some type of scale, like leathered armor that looks homemade, crappily so. He's getting off the ship, you know, a lot of eyes on him, because no one's ever seen a walking dinosaur in these towns. Presumably the first time anyone here has seen a saurus. Sorry, a saurai.
Yes, you are a strange creature coming to a strange land. Why are you coming here? What's going on with this? Why are you here?
So back in my home, what is now the endless jungle, we are starving. Our people are quite large, require large amounts of food every day to keep ourselves fed and healthy. But the endless jungle, it may be vegetative, but it's full of animals, spiders, and not fit for life. We used to live in the Blightlands, which is now destroyed, covered in some type of miasma, which is now spreading over the continent. It stopped decades ago and the humans don't bother remembering it, but it used to be a nice land. Lush, giant trees, huge swamps. Enough to support all the Saurus kind. But then one day, no one knows why, but the Blight moved in. And that's what my journey is about. I'm moving forward across the land to try to find these stones of power. Gemstones that were once collected by many, but still scattered across the continent. Rumored to have power beyond any one wizard and beyond any essence.
You seek to find the stones of power to heal your shattered land. And so we arrive in Quartershoe, where you are making port in order to find information about these stones. Now, well, on this journey, you probably would have asked about the stones, I assume. And so, as you come into this town and you make port, the little halflings pull up the gangplank looking at you awkwardly as they have to almost lift you off the boat, given your size, to get you onto this port and through the gangplank. You were told by them that here you would find a lore master who would be able to tell you information about where you could perhaps find these stones. And so, what do you do as you depart the boat?
I leave the dock and head towards the center of town.
Okay.
Eyeing around looking for what seems to be libraries, any storehouse of knowledge, or any place I would think people of merit would gather.
Okay. You start to travel to the center of town. You see a large temple kind of arching over the small halfling homes. You have a feeling you'd never fit in any of these, given your large 7-foot stature. And as you walk through the town, you get a lot of eyes from the little halflings, and you see a couple gnomes here and there, and maybe a few humans, as they look upon you in your large dinosaur stature. Some small halfling children come up and go, "Hi! What are you, a monster? Are you gonna eat me?" "Sir?"
I'm like, oh, no, young one, I am a Saurai. I'm not a monster. I'm just a simple half demi-human.
Okay. Why are you here?
Well, I heard there was a lore master in this port, and it was the quickest way across the ocean.
You're looking for Giles.
Okay. Who is this Giles?
Oh, he's not in town. He's a little bit outside. He, I hate my halfling voice, by the way. He is in a big hut outside town. He's a human.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yes.
would you mind pointing me in the direction?
I could take you there.
Oh, wonderful.
Follow me.
Would that be okay with your family to leave town I know humans don't necessarily leave their homes unless necessary, because of the dangers of traveling alone.
This is Quartershoe. It's safe here.
All right.
No monsters are inside the town. Well, except for you. Looks at you kind of confused.
Not a monster.
Well, okay. Follow me. And he leads you through the town. Eventually you get a little bit outside of it into these fields, and you see a large hut kind of smattered on a hill. Now, it's worth noting, you probably don't or are not familiar with any of the architecture here. It's very unfamiliar land to you, unfamiliar people, an unfamiliar village. This is probably the first time you've ever come into contact with halflings. You might have seen maybe a jungle gnome here and there, but never any other creature. So, just as a note to what this experience might be like, it's probably very unfamiliar.
I'm used to small humans. These are just extra small humans.
For those of you asking for character sheets, here is our stats and our dino boy. Let's pull him onto the map, actually. This is what we're visually looking at, right? This dinosaur. But the boy leads you to this hut, says, go ahead. And you go up to the hut.
All right.
And outside...
No.
Outside is a man fully naked, watering some what appears to be cabbages he's planted. He is very tall and lanky. He's got a long beard. Imagine like Hogwarts Gandalf. And he waves. Hello?
Hello there, sir. I didn't know this must be a custom of the humans. I'm not 100% sure of. Hello, sir. I'm looking for the lore keeper of this town.
Ah, it's I. Giles, the diviner.
Nice to meet you, sir. I'm inquiring about various stones that I heard someone here could tell me about. Do you mind if we talk inside, or is this a pressing matter?
He looks at his house, built for a 5-foot-tall human. Looks you up and down. One moment. And he goes inside his hut and comes back out with what appears to be some dark, kind of like metallic-like substance in his hand that's all powdered. And he goes, "May I?" And he kind of gestures towards you.
I don't see an issue with it, as long as it isn't dangerous in any way.
Begins to cast a spell. Do you resist this spell?
Well, let's say I don't.
Okay. You shrink 10% of your size. Down to, I believe, what are you, 7 foot?
I'm 7'3".
Okay.
I'm 7'5", actually.
Okay. Whoops. Just like 20%. So you can axe off. That's 1.4. You are now 5'8" and able to enter the hut as you've shrunken. He goes, there we go. This will do much better.
I was taken aback by the now that I'm at eye level with people. This is what you people look like from even footing.
Yes. Well, come in. We must hurry.
I follow him in.
Okay. He allows you into his hut. You see a small bookshelf and a bed and what looks to be a kitchen set up. And he goes, I'll make some tea. And he goes over and starts making some tea. He goes, you're inquiring about the stones, correct? The stones. Yes.
If we were talking about the same thing, specifically I'm inquiring about the various stones of power that I've been told that could even rival spells above 10th level.
Yes. The stones that could create anything, that could do untold damage to the world if brought together. And you seek these stones for what reason?
If you are a lore keeper, I believe you are aware of what you refer to as the Blightlands.
The Blightlands. You wish to fix them?
I don't know if your lore goes as far back as our people's, but pertaining to the subject matter, we do try to keep our histories intact when it comes to those lands.
Yes.
They used to be inhabited by Saurial exclusively.
Yes, and now men move in on your territory.
The area around what could have been habitable is now occupied by man as well. I have no qualms with them. If I did succeed my quest and did take back the Blightlands, I wouldn't mind at all if they lived near us.
Yes. Our histories do tell that you once dominated that island to the southeast. We hear a story of a fallen god of your people, is what I have heard. A fight between the gods leading to the destruction of your patron deity. Falling, never to rise again. Not in essence, though, so be careful around the church. If you were to say any such thing, they would call it heresy upon you.
Quite right. In this area of land, which god do they worship? I do not want to ruffle any feathers, as it were.
Yes, the high essences. They are, as you should know, the primary deities of most of the land. However, if you don't, I can educate you. As we speak here, we must be acknowledging of Nutris, the essence of nature that brings all natural into the world. As you can see, I am in my natural state, as I favor Nutris, and as should you if you are truly a restorer of the land. Then there's Kronikar, the essence of creation. Wonderful deity that he is. Judicon, justice. Unravel. Unravel? I always mutter the pronunciations. Essence of chaos. We must be fearful of him at times, but also embrace it. Or her? We're never quite sure what these essences are. Frimberg, essence of light and the almighty fire. Depending on the worshiper you come across, you're either getting burned at the stake or they're casting a light spell in your eyes. It's very variant depending on the source. And there's Vilcata, the essence of life. She opens her hands and creates beings of the world, although depending on who you speak to, the exiled pantheon may be more responsible for that. Endurus, essence of death. She obviously brings us away from the world. Although she is not cruel about it, she simply is the cycle. As life begins, death ends. Brass, the essence of war, he brings men to bear against one another as they fight the eternal battle. He also has a lot to do with struggle. Then there's Nonstaphilis. Staphilis? It varies based on who you talk to. Essence of knowledge and magic, I favor this deity as well. And Zek, essence of darkness. And he brings night, as the light brings day. Those are the essences, and the church over in Bless tends to favor them and send out the missionaries. But here in the Freelands, they are favored, but not as powerful as you might see in the southern kingdoms and the Empire to the west and to the east. Is that enough of a lesson on the gods?
That's more than all right. I do have one more thought.
Yes.
Would my presence be would be considered dangerous to humans? I'm quite a large being.
There are tales of your people, and they are not that of danger, so unless you come across a particularly bigoted individual, you will generally be viewed with skepticism, but accepted into places. Now, if you were a hobgoblin or an orc, we might have a deeper conversation at the gates of any particular town, but strange creatures are viewed with suspicion until they prove hostile or friendly, is all I can really give you here.
Thank you for the insight.
Now, the
On
stones.
to the main.
Yes, the stones. There are 9 stones, all of the exiled pantheon. I dare not speak their names, but I am familiar with information you may seek about the location of one such stone. It is not specific, unfortunately, although it is nearby, from what I hear, to the north. There are the Hobby Hills. Are you familiar with such hills?
I'm familiar with myself with local maps.
So just open Edge.
So generally, I
Yes.
could find my way around, but I would not know any small towns or
Yes.
way stations on the way.
You would have like a general idea of where things are. So you know where the Hobby Hills are. It's to the north of you. Can you see it on the map? Right there.
Got it. The Hobby Hills.
Yes, the Hobby
Font is-
Hills.
The font is weird.
Yes. The Hobby Hills to the north. They contain one of the stones. I am not sure which, and I do not know specifically where. But somewhere in those hills lies one of the stones. I would begin searching if I were you, wherever there may be buildings. Perhaps it is in an old ruin or a cave. I'm unsure which, but I would begin your search there. Perhaps you are a druid? He looks you up and down.
Yes. My people typically live with the earth, so the druidic ways come naturally to us.
There are few of you out in this region of the world, but perhaps, you could start speaking to the animals. Do you speak to animals?
I do. I can typically take the form of a similar animal, or just speak to them as need be.
Interesting. Are you meaning to lie to him? Speak with animals is a level 2 spell, Nahom.
That's why I specified. I can turn to the animal. I can turn to similar animals, try to get the point across. But
I see.
But I can make it work, as it were.
Okay. Speaking of spells, what are your spells for today? Since this may be pertinent coming in the coming days.
Animal friendship.
Okay.
Then I was going to use. I have a list here. 1 second.
As long as you have a
1
list
second.
and it's written down, I'm okay.
I was gonna do that. Okay, well I'll find it. I'll find it. Let you know. I'll message it to you.
Okay, it's no problem. Either way, he goes, well, that's good. If you can speak to them, then perhaps I would start with speaking to a bird in the region and see what landmarks could possibly be around here, although there may be some difficulty communicating the abstract nature of what a building is to a bird or a squirrel. You know.
I've spoken to animals before. I understand how to get around differences in understanding.
Well, good luck to you on your journey. If you have any other questions, my abode is always open, and he stands up and you see what nature or Nutris has blessed him with. If you'd like to come by again, I have some great pipe weed that we could enjoy together, or perhaps more tea.
Wonderful. I will be returning after if I do retrieve this stone. I do have a question for you before I depart.
Yes.
I assume by how you greeted me earlier, you are a wizard?
I am a diviner.
Would you happen to know the spell Identify?
I do contain the spell Identify in my repertoire. Repertoire?
If I ever require services, I will be paying, of course, for any items required. Would you mind would you mind helping me in my endeavors?
You know the cost of such a spell is very great, correct?
Yes,
100 gold per casting, because I need a pearl of such value.
I was aware of that. I was able to put up before we left what little money we had. We usually don't trade with humans, but we were able to scrounge together to find a pearl.
I also need to make a living. People come to me for lore and their futures read, etc. So I would have to charge you, say, 50% extra? These
50%.
things are rare as they come by. Few people have magic items, and when they do need them divined, I must make a profit. He strokes his chin.
Hold on, I believe I'm a pretty charismatic guy. Can I say 25% and then charisma check?
You just say 25%?
Let's say 30.
Okay. Give me a charisma check, if you so be it. We're doing upwards rolling as we usually do.
Yep.
21 is going to be a success. What is your charisma score? That's probably a pass, though.
12.
12. All right. You pass with great success. So be it. 30%. 30%. For a noble cause such as yours.
I shake his hand and I thank you for your time. But now I must be away. This time is of the essence here. And then I do a bow, then I walk out, and then I immediately transform into a bird and start heading north.
Okay, what bird do you transform into? Just a pigeon?
Just a pigeon. It's weird seeing a 700-pound dinosaur change to a pigeon on the way out. But
Yes.
no.
You see the small halfling child that was outside, still waiting for you to escort you back to town, peer in amazement as this 5'8" tall dinosaur at that current juncture turns into a bird and flies off. All right. And where do you fly?
I know where I came from, so
Yes.
I know I'm heading north. I'll head north until I see the hills, and then from there, survey from the air until I can at least identify some type of building or hut.
As you fly into the sky, you almost immediately see the hills, and you are heading north, and you zoom over the plains. Try to get a perception check. Ooh, that is an encounter.
I was rolling 20. 1 second.
No problem.
15.
Okay.
10 is my perception.
As you are flying over the hills, you pass your perception check. So, you see a hill giant lumbering through the hills. He's about 7.5 feet tall. He's got a big, swollen jaw, and he's got a sunken face otherwise. And he's just stomping through the hills with a giant loincloth on and a big old club. You can hear him kind of whispering to himself, "Heave ho, heave ho, heave ho."
I
fly.
dive down.
Okay.
I dive down and I stand at a distance, and I try to inquire as what's wrong.
Oh, he's just going, "Heave ho." He's just mumbling to himself as he
Is he injured?
stumbles. His jaw's pretty swollen. It looks like he took a hit, perhaps recently, by maybe another hill giant.
Typically, hill giants, are they typically evil, and do they attack people, or would I know that just not being from the area?
You would have no idea. You're a jungle druid. You have zero idea what hill giants do. You are familiar with a couple of giants. Mostly it's going to be, I think they're called vertebrates, which are these smaller giants, which are generally around 7 foot at most. And they are pretty fat, and they usually work as mercenaries or will raid villages. Other than that, there's jungle giants who are pretty neutral. They're pretty reputable for getting into good scraps with monsters, but they tend to stay away from human villages, preferring isolation. But you don't know anything about hill giants. Never heard of them, really, beyond just like, oh, there's giants in the hills over in the land to the north.
All right. Well, I land decently far away, and I cast Analyze Balance. By the way, I found Bliss. By the way.
Okay, analyze balance. Do you know what sphere that's in for my?
That's divination. I have a minor in divination, I believe.
Analyze balance. See how far cracker been balanced, true, neutral. Location of direction in which the alignment is removed from true, except for an example. You have to be within 10 feet. Oh, wait, no. Range is 80 yards, so you can shoot it away from you. Okay.
Yeah, so I found the list. It was Firelight, Animal Friendship, and Analyze Balance.
This isn't alignment? What do you get?
I thought it was alignment. Allows to see how far a character, creature, object, condition, and balance. In other words, decree the alignment, or how far. It only shows you how far removed from each one, but it won't tell you if it's evil or good. It just that's what I thought it was, at least.
Yes. Okay. So you get a. Okay. The creature is removed from evil by 1 grade. And lawful by another, if I am reading the spell correctly.
Okay. So yes. So I land. So we're just understanding this correctly. It would be one grade would be towards neutral, and then towards good, and then lawful, neutral, chaotic.
So 1 grade away would mean it is either neutral or evil. Or it's
so 1 grade away from neutral. I thought neutral was the axis. So one grade away from the...
yeah. So it's either neutral is the axis. Okay, this spell confuses me. Just use detect evil. Just pretend you.
Okay, pretend I had. Okay, detect evil. Then I cast detect evil.
Okay, you sense an evil aura coming off of the giant. There you go. You've answered your question. Don't use that spell again. It confuses the hell out of me.
All right, fine. I see evil from him, and then is he walking towards anyone, or do I perceive any danger nearby that he's going towards anything? Perhaps that would.
He's just lumbering through the hills. He looks pretty relaxed. He's got his club over his shoulder, and he's just peering over. Ooh, wee ho, walking through the woods. Speaking of analyze balance, just as a note, I saw a campaign the other day where someone tried to measure a distance with that, and I'm not sure why. Because that has nothing to do with distance.
I thought you could just like ask what the distance was. I didn't think you actually need to be like, okay, the balance of this distance is 40 away from the axis of which is whatever I decide.
Yes, it's giving me a headache, so I can't deal with that.
All right, we're just not these. Detect evil. So yes, I use one of my spell slots, and I see him, but I think live and let live. I might as well leave him be, and I will keep scanning the horizon. I don't believe I have time for whatever he is doing.
You will scan the horizon, and as you do, you see some halflings trudging through the hills with little knapsacks, about 3 of them, kind of flopping around. You see one of them has a picnic basket, and they're just walking around the hills, kind of in this area right here.
And the hill giant was over here?
Yes, he was close to the end of the hills, right about here.
Okay. I will land nearby them and transform.
Okay, you land nearby them and transform. They peer up at you. A monster!
Calm down, children. I don't mean to be I don't mean to be scary to you all. I'm just warning you. A little ways south, there was a hill giant wandering about. I'm not too familiar with their behaviors, but I typically, I can tell by the way he acts. He does seem to be an evil creature. You may want to turn around or maybe take an alternative route home.
Oh, okay. The halflings all peer at you. It's clearly a family, so there's a child and there's two adults, a male and a male, and they're just looking at you and they go, okay.
I do have a question for you. Have you guys seen? Have you people seen any obelisks or large buildings nearby? It may be old. I'm not quite sure, but any type of building that does looks out of place in these hills.
One of them ponders. Well, there's plenty of old ruins. There is a temple to the west. Other than that, there's a variety of towers smitten throughout the hills.
Is the temple to any god specifically, or is it just some temple strewn about in the hills?
It seems to be to one of the exiled pantheon. We try not to get too close. There is always a man in a hood peering across the hills as we approach it, and we tend to stay far away on our picnics.
Well, I appreciate your help. I appreciate your help as someone new to this continent. Everyone here has been quite nice so far. So do be careful. There's that hill giant coming up to the south. How far away am I from where I originally spotted him?
You're about 10 miles away.
10 miles, okay. So it's 10 miles to the south. I don't know if you live near there, but there was a hill giant. And he did seem to be, he may have been in a scuffle of some sort. So there may be some other more unsavory characters nearby.
No, we live in the hills closer to the north in a small village on the sea. It's wonderful. You should come visit.
I do appreciate your hospitality. After I complete my mission, I would love to come visit.
You're promising to visit a lot of people. You're gonna go visit the wizard and these other
Yeah.
halflings.
Sure.
I'm sensing broken promises in our future, Nahom. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
I'm loving in the new country. Everyone's nice. No one's famished. You know.
So Meyer Saris, do you take off again? Wait, you can't turn into a bird anymore.
I thought you get 3 transformations, or was it per...
Of different animals. You could turn into a squirrel. I just thought about that. You shouldn't have been a bird again. You could be a squirrel and a reptile now, or an amphibian.
I see. Well, I thank them, and I just start walking in that direction, in the direction they pointed me in.
Okay, you begin to walk through the hills.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God. Folks, if you're ever going to go wandering through the hills, please make sure you stay a bird. Just as a note, as we may learn here very soon.
I have a question: Are moles small and half-hit die animals?
Yes. As you're going through the hills, give me another perception check as you wander, actually.
Still beats 20.
He is too nice to the halflings. He should be murdering them. This is supposed to be our evil campaign, isn't it? No, I'm just joking. He's a good druid, people. He needs to help them. Okay, he needs to save them. So that's 10. 24. That's a pass. Okay. As you are wandering through the hills, as you crest a hill, see about 30 feet below you 2 hobgoblins. Kind of peering up at you. One of them is chewing on what appears to be a very large kind of leg of maybe a boar or some other animal. And he kind of drops it. He's wearing leather armor as well as his compatriot, and they both pick up their spears and peer at you for a moment. Haka baka dark!
I know what goblins are at least.
This is a hobgoblin. It's big and
Uh,
red. Okay, I'll describe it since I don't know if you know what hobgoblins are.
I do.
Hobgoblins are these for the chat too. They're
Oh.
big, they're red, they're about 6 foot tall, they have kind of slanted faces, big snouts, and ugly teeth. Very furry goblins. And they peer up at you with their spears in hand and say, Arga Bargadarg!
How far away are they from me?
They are about 30 feet.
I grab my blow dart and my scimitar off my hip.
You grab your you grab your blowgun and your scimitar?
I mean, can I do both? It's a blowgun.
You're gonna if you dual wield them, you'll take penalties. But
Okay, then I grab my scimitar off my hip.
okay, you draw your scimitar, and they say "Argabarg" as they begin to approach you. And give me your D10 for initiative. I guess if we're fighting these hobgoblins.
Oh, I go first.
Let's get the skirmish. All right, do you go first? Let's see. Them a D10. You do go first. So they start to approach you, but you're about 30 feet away. What do you do?
My only other spell I have is Firelight. I don't really have any combat spells.
True.
Level. So are they split apart a little bit, or are they both like right next to each other?
They are split apart by about 5 feet, so they're pretty close.
How long will it take to grab my blowgun?
It will take you about. You can sheath your scimitar and take out your blowgun if you want to switch to that.
Yeah, I'll switch to my blowgun, and then I'll back away a bit and fire it. So at least I keep at a minimum 40 feet from them. So at least they can't get to me in short distance.
Go ahead and shoot your blowgun.
Okay.
How many shots do you get with a blowgun?
I don't know.
You get 2 per round, so you get 2 shots. And you have to get within 20 feet to take no penalties. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So are you going closer, or are you taking a penalty for long range?
I'm taking penalty for long range.
I believe that's going to be a -2, if I'm correct. AC of... Oh god, please just roll with the dice. So that's a 2. That's a miss. It's your first shot. Let's take your next one with the D20.
18.
Oh, that's a hit. You shoot your blowgun off. You would shoot it off into one of the hobgoblins. Any preference, right or left?
Is there a taller one? Let's hit the left one.
You hit the taller one.
There you go.
Doesn't necessarily more HP. Maybe he's got a lot of belly fat or something protecting him. You do 2 damage. And you see this hobgoblin, as you take a closer look to him, he's pretty tall, he's 6 feet, but this one, you caught the really lanky one. He's thin, he looks almost sickly, and as you shoot the blowgun, it shoots into his eye, and he kind of steps forward a couple more steps, then comically kind of falls backward, completely slanted, and just slaps against the ground as his eye perforates, and you see blood kind of draining down his face. Although it blends right in. The other hobgoblin approaches you angry with his spear and goes to shank you with it as he runs up on you. Natural 20.
Wait, I thought the distance was 30 feet per movement, right?
Yes, and you had to be 40 feet away, so he moves. Oh yeah, you're right. He cannot attack this round if he approaches you. So he throws his spear. I'll re-roll the 20 though. As he approaches you within the 30 feet, throws his spear with a 15 plus 1, so 16. Does a 16 hit your AC?
AC of 12.
AC of 12. You get hit, but not a critical. You're welcome for me messing up. You get hit for 3 points of damage as the spear impales you on your side. although the hobgoblin no longer has a weapon, at least to your knowledge.
Okay. How long will he's 10 feet away from me?
Yes.
Can I don my sword and still attack that turn, or will that still be?
This new turn you can, as it switches over.
All right, I don my sword, walk towards him, and take a hit with my scimitar.
You take your scimitar out, go to slash at the hobgoblin. Okay. Let's see it. You completely whiff it. That spear wound is hurting. As you hold your side with one hand, you slash out feebly. This 7-foot-tall dinosaur, this hobgoblin's never seen anything like you, but you glance off his armor. His leather armor. Okay, he goes for you again, angry that you've killed his friend, but he has no spear, so he has to hit you with his fist. As he goes for a good old-fashioned 1-2 punch, he rolls another 16. I believe that hits you.
Yep. So
it's going to be
is it punching 1 damage? Oh, D2.
You're right, it's 1 damage as you take a fist to the gut. Hobgoblin punching you. It's also temporary, so you'll regain this potentially. It's looking bad. You're pretty wounded.
I take another hit with my scimitar.
Okay, go for it. Will our Saurus friend fall? 14.
That hits his armor class.
Yes. Scimitar strikes against him, slashing into his leather, pulling at him. Oh, maximum damage as you just rip through the center mass. And you see his intestines kind of start to spill out and blood gushing. He looks at you. He goes, "Argy bargy," as he falls backward to the ground and dies. All right. Combat seems to be over. You look around at your quarry. You are very injured. Below half, but you have slain all there is on this field. So what do you do?
Is it possible to sleep in my animal form? Like take a full rest in my animal form?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, because I was gonna go full mole rat.
You can do it up until when you fall asleep, and then you turn back into a 7-foot dinosaur.
That's fair. I'm looking a little bit worse for wear right now. Do I see the? I'll loot them first before I do anything else.
Say you go and loot them.
Loot them. Take my dart out of the other guy's eye.
You find 2 gold and 20 silver. You take your blow dart out as well. You have a 50-50 chance to recover, unless you're a Boyer or Fletcher. I don't believe you are. Just go ahead and give me a D2. On a 1, doesn't. 2, it does. Nope. No blow dart.
Pops out. There you go. All right. Well, considering my situation, I'm pretty close to that goblin. You know what, I'll turn for the moment. I think it'll be best if I turn into a. Is a rabbit half a hit die?
You could be a rabbit, yes. A rabbit is 1 to 3 HP, so you'll get 1 to 3 HP.
All right, I think it's best if I turn into a rabbit, and I'll explore a little bit around here for a moment, but then I'll head towards the village I was told about previously.
You hop around as a rabbit. You don't find anything yet if you just explore the small area, and then you hop towards the village. It begins to turn to night as you hop through the hills, but you get there undisturbed. You see in the side of the coast on a hill is a small halfling village. It's about probably 5 families. So there's around 5 to 6 houses as well. They're all little halfling-sized houses. And what do? See a couple people tending some sheep in the Shire-like village.
I changed back into my typical form, and then I walk towards the village.
Okay, you change back into your dinosaur form and walk towards the village. As you walk there, you see some of the familiar halflings approach you, and the 2 men who you met with their child prior go up to you and go, "Hail!
Hello. I didn't. I know you invited me earlier. See, I'm quite injured. I was wondering if you would mind. I set up camp nearby here while I tend to my wounds and.
Ooh. Well, the sheep have a pen you could sleep in. Although you wouldn't fit into any of our homes.
Oh, it's quite all right. I understand people of this area
Nahom.
wouldn't really
Nahom,
accommodate.
give me
Yeah,
this. Imagine
with the
the art we could make in the future if you
the sheep pen.
sleep in the sheep, a dinosaur in the sheep pen, please.
All right, fine. I'm happy you can. I'm happy you can at least accommodate someone of my stature. So that'd be quite all right. Would you happen to have any bandages or anyone familiar with patching wounds?
Oh, we don't have a healer here. It's just a couple of us families. We could get you a blanket. Oh, you maybe 2 blankets.
Um, prob- if that's what you can spare, that'd be great.
They bring you 2 blankets, realizing they're halfling blankets. They end up bringing you 4 for a.
Or napkins.
They're not even normal. Well, they're not napkins. Oh, for you they might be. Sure. Are you implying you're going to eat the halflings, Nahom? Is that what
I
I'm hearing
mean,
here?
they look
Are they
delectable.
lunch or the sheep?
They remind me of the small animals that would wander into the forest and that we'd hunt. But it's okay. But they're intelligent. I'll leave them be. And then I make an attempt to look like, are there any herbs around that could help me heal? I do have my herbalism proficiency.
Give me your herbalism check, which is just intelligence.
Oh, I forgot I'm a dense motherfucker. Okay.
Yes, you are not the brightest dinosaur.
Maybe that's why I'm so trusting. Okay, that's a 10 overall.
No. In fact, you wander around for a minute and you're like, I just got stabbed with a spear. Why am I doing this? And you probably go and lay in the sheep's pen and go to sleep. Unless you really want to do something else.
Is there anything nearby? Is there anything, or is it just the village? That's
It's
the only
just
thing
this
nearby.
village that's nearby. You're on the coast here. You're looking around. You see the large mountains to your north, and to your south more hills, and to your east is water. Nothing that good or exciting.
Well, fine. I take my long rest here.
Okay. So you take an 8-hour nap in the sheep pen. Do I let you have an HP even though you're in combat the day before? That's the real question. Should I do that? Do you have healing spells? You don't need it, do you?
I don't think we get healing spells.
Druids do get healing.
Oh.
Yes.
I think we. Oh, I don't think I added that to my list.
I'll go make sure.
Minor or major?
It's one of your major spheres.
All right, sick. All right. Well, I know what I'm taking tomorrow.
Spells allowed: weather, elemental, healing, plant, animal, weather.
I would have planned for that if I knew, but okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I sleep, and then when I wake up, I learn animal friendship and 2 instances of cure light wounds.
Okay.
All right. So I guess I get up with 4 health.
No, you do not regain HP unless you. Why would you get 4 health?
I said if I gain 1 health, and one of them was a temporary hit die.
Oh yes. So you're back to 3. You need to be out of combat to heal through rest the day prior. If you hang around town or do something without taking damage, you're fine. But if you exert yourself, you generally have issue. You do wake up?
I wake up in the morning, and I walk into town to see if I can thank the small people that have helped me. In what seems to be a town of children.
They nod, kind of look at you. The children have come out to play with your tail before you woke up. Most of them are herding sheep and very busy, but there is an old halfling that comes up to you and goes, "Well, hello." Female, she's very, very old, gray hair. kind of
Um,
nodded around her.
Hello, ma'am. I kind of take a more seated seat so I can at least talk to them in some sort of like face-to-face manner.
Yes?
Um, I was wondering before I head back for my mission. I was wondering if any of you seen any monsters nearby the temple over in the hills.
Oh, yes, there is a strange hooded man that peers over the hills as he sits there. Other than that, there is the typical dangers of our hills. Oh, there's the hill tribesmen with their pointed helmets. They have large spikes on their helmets and axes. And then there's ogres and there's gnolls who take these hills. Wolves, hobgoblins, giants, trolls. Oh, there's the occasional griffin. Other than that, things are quite rare. We've heard of were-jackals, but rarely seen one.
Well, I appreciate your help in this matter. I may not return here after my quest is complete, but I do appreciate your hospitality.
We get few visitors, so it's nice to meet a stranger now and then.
I offer to shake her hand. End up grabbing her whole arm.
She shakes your hand, and you grab her whole arm, and she's just
I
like,
know because my hand is the size of her arm.
She looks pretty uncomfortable, but she bears with it. She's lived a long life. She's learned patience. She nods to you.
I nod and I turn. Let's say I turn to a rabbit and start roaming across the hills.
You bunny hop through the hills. Do I need to play like a Peter Cottontail song? Hey, Peter Cottontail. What is this?
Oh, is copyright?
How's the song go? Well, if I sing it, we're okay, right? I've added my artistic expression. You have no encounters as you hop through the hills. Where do you hop?
I start hopping towards the west. Further when I see the bodies, I've like west towards the original direction I was pointed towards by the couple of male halflings.
Just as a comment, Nell in the chat is saying you need to do a world tour, and I think she's implying you should have slept with the elderly halfling woman. And you go from town to town.
Okay, realistically, what is the penis size of something my size?
I don't want to do this math with a halfling. I've never wanted to.
I mean, I at this point, unless I roll really bad, like I'm gonna split someone in half.
Look, if this continues, I'm never giving anyone anatomy proficiency again. Okay, it's just not. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, you continue. You're going towards the temple that or where you believe it is. Okay, you hop. You get to the middle of the hills. You see various little animals and things like that. Birds, especially in the sky. But you don't come across any dangerous creatures. Maybe he will.
20 ready.
And you're getting ready for combat, or
did
you ever heal yourself, by the way, or no?
You know, I forgot to before we left.
We can go back. We can meta that you cast at least one healing spell. Go ahead. It's D8.
I'm full.
Oh, full HP, my lord. Finally, playing with a creature that can heal himself in a solo campaign. We don't have to worry about damage, or we do, but in the intermittent. So you hop along, and eventually you see on a hill about a football field away, so about 100 so yards, I believe is a football field. You see a stone building with two pillars holding it up. It has a man kind of standing between these pillars. It's to the entrance of this building. It's large and open, but it's dark inside. And he's peering across the hills, kind of circling his head, but just his head. The rest of his body isn't moving. He's just like turning his head without any other movement. And inside, you can't see his hood, but he's like a shadowy figure. Kind of looks like a Nazgul, but not a Nazgul, you know?
Yes, not a Nazgul.
Definitely not. I wouldn't make you fight a Nazgul or a Wraith, would I?
I mean, okay, so fuck it. I is that the only entrance, the one he's like looking around from, or can he
Yes.
see me if not already?
He could probably see you right now from where you are. But you're a
Hmm.
bunny, so
I start running. I run towards that
hop.
building, but I go around. I hop around like
Just to be
around
clear.
the back and see if there's any like ways to go under, or like there's any like cracks that I can at least climb over or something of that nature.
Okay, so you hop within very close distance of the temple, and you're like trying to inspect it.
Yeah, inspect other ways in besides the main entrance with the.
Okay. So you hop around the temple. You don't see any large main entrances or any cracks you could slip in through. You'll probably have to go up the steps to this temple and kind of pass this shadowy figure.
Well, I go around the front and I untransform, but I stay at least 40 feet. I stay 40 feet away from him when I do undo my transformation.
You transform and you wait. You probably wait for him to speak, or do you say something?
I say, "Hello, sir. Um, is this your temple?"
As you speak up, you hear a voice go, "It is I!" And the head stops rotating and it faces you, but again, the body doesn't move at all. "Guardian of this temple. What do you want?"
Hello, sir. I was exploring the land, and I was told there was a temple here that might be of interest to me. Is this open for people to go in, or is it just a shrine?
"No, this is ours. Go away." A voice calls out to you. Again, the head of the thing does not move. Sorry, the body of the thing does not move. Simply the hooded cowl spins a little bit as it speaks. Kind of waves side to side. It's very strange.
Um, the head is moving, and there's no movement for the bottom half.
Not that you can see, no.
I charisma check. I do charisma like and say, well, I please, I implore you. I need to look inside.
Sure.
Would there any way I could actually go in?
You can ask that. Do a charisma check.
Charismatic is fuck.
What is your charisma?
12.
12, so that is a 28. They look to you, they go, "If you leave now, we will not harm you, but this temple is off limits. It is our home. It is not... It is no one's refuse to worship. It has never been that to us."
Who's us?
"My brood."
I get a perception check to see if like notice anything about him that's non-humanoid
Okay.
or like.
Give me a perception check.
He's perfectly fine.
No idea.
In
It's
fact,
a man in a
he's the
hood,
most-
maybe? It's a creature in a hood? What could it be?
In fact, he's the manliest man I've ever met. Um, and I take a step I take a step forward. Like,
Okay.
sir, I actually must insist.
How many steps forward?
I'm still. Let's say I'm 35 feet away. Not 36, actually.
Don't make me call my friends. They're napping now, but I can have them up and at 'em in a moment.
Is there any kind of payment I can do to enter your temple?
You hear silence for a moment. Give me another perception check. Oh my god. Okay, it's becoming readily apparent to you that something is fishy about this. And as you peer at it, you're like, what's going on under that cloak? And you hear, very silently, you hear two voices. You hear one, "What should we ask him for?" "I don't know. What, you tell gold? People? Maybe he's got slaves. Ask him for slaves." "No, I won't ask him for slaves. Think of the logistics." the other voice goes, I don't know. What should we do? Then the voice
If I,
cries up
if I
again.
ask him if I ask him another question, would I still be able to hear them both talking?
Would you still be able to hear them both talking?
Yeah, they're both inside the hood because I
Maybe.
okay.
With a 20, probably. Yeah, I'd say so. But they speak up. They go, gold! Gold! Or one of them speaks up. It goes, gold! We want 1,000 gold! 100 gold!
Sir, I'm asking to walk into a temple. That you have to be reasonable.
It's our home! My home! I am the spirit of the temple! Be gone!
At this point, I start walking close. I start walking.
Okay.
Let's say I'm 10 feet. So let's say I'm 10 feet away.
Okay.
So it's both of your homes.
Boys, we need help! There's a stranger! Do you want to roll initiative?
I do.
Okay. Give me a d10.
8. That's not good.
All right. They go first, and from under the hooded figure's visage, you see a small goblin run away, and you see, as it does, another crawls under the other side, and the hood that was held up by a small stick, a small stick, falls over, and these two goblins go scrambling into this temple, running away into the darkness of the temple, which you cannot see into. It's your turn. You're about 30 feet, because I believe you move closer.
I'm at the entrance now. Do I see
Yes.
anything else in the courtyard, or is there anything else that would lead me to believe there's a lot of them?
No. Nothing to necessarily believe it. The outside is pretty clean. Inside is pitch black. There's a little light at the front of it, and you can see it clearly is a flat surface, but other than that, the inside of the temple is pretty dark, and the sun is facing kind of towards the center of the sky, and it's not reflecting inwards.
So, you know what? I yell out, come out and face me. I go around the side of the temple, like just out of view, and then I turn into a snake.
Okay.
Like the smallest, like the thinnest snake I can think of.
And you slither around out there for how long?
Oh no, and then I wait a moment for them to see if they come around the corner. Like I'm pressed up against the wall as a snake and trying to go around them and see if they notice me.
You're trying to... Are you going in the temple?
I'm going in the temple.
You cannot see in the temple, though. You don't have night vision. I don't believe as a snake, do? Do snakes have night vision?
I thought they would.
I have no idea. I'm just gonna Google, can snakes see in the dark? Snakes can see in the dark thanks to protein channels. Okay. As an infrared camera does. Okay, so they have infravision. I'm just gonna assume it's 60 feet.
How many of them do I see in the darkness?
Okay, in the darkness, you see multiple pews in this temple, and you see 4 goblins kind of bows drawn, holding an action with their bow, ready to strike at whoever comes in the temple, on 4 different sets of pews, kind of just waiting for you to enter as you peer in as a snake.
I try to slither in around the corner and go around the edge of the wall, like trying to sneak around.
Give me a moment. You try and slither in?
I try to slither in.
Around the edges. Ooh, okay. As you slither in...
Oh, that's not even my choice.
It is not your choice. You're not a thief. You don't have hide in shadows. You're fighting perception checks. Silly goose.
But I'm a snake.
You are a snake. But a snake is not invisible. And these creatures also have infravision.
Oh, they do.
And so, as you go in, one goes, "A snake! It's a trick! He's a mage! He's a wizard! He sends his demon spawn after us!" And he fires his bow at the snake, missing wildly, as you also have improved AC as a snake. Let me check what that is real quick, just so we have knowledge of it. A snake. What kind of snake are you is the real question. HP. Oh, do they not have like a regular little tiny snake? Caraway. Okay, we're just going to assume you are a half a hit die, so you're 4 HP exactly. And you will do 1 damage per bite. You're a gardener snake. All right?
All right.
So he takes a shot at you. He's the only one out of them that's seen you. He gets a... Here, took your second shot. So he launches 2 shots at you, and it is your turn again. The other goblins are confused. They're like, what? Snake? And they see you, but they did not get a round to attack yet. You go first. What do you do?
Does transformation take up an action?
Yes.
Returning back to human form.
Yes.
Let's say I go to the closest one to me, and I bite his ankles.
Give me a d20. You slither up to bite the nearest creature.
This is my third. This is my third fucking 2.
Oh dear. Okay.
Let me just get these out of the way real quick.
You can take practice rolls if you need to, but they don't count for anything.
Yep. Okay. Then I'm happy with the next one that's gonna come up.
Watch, the next one's gonna be a 1. All right.
Oh, no.
You miss as you go to bite into his juicy little leg. I don't know why. Yeah, it is little. He's a goblin. These creatures are goblinoids. They're green. They got large, pointy noses, and they're about 3 to 4 foot in height, depending on the particular goblin. And they drop their bows, because it will be very difficult to hit you with a bow. 3 of them come to attack you. 1 is at disadvantage because he has to kind of reach over the pew, and the other 2 come at you from the sides. And they try to stab at you with their short swords. 1 hits a natural 20, the others wildly miss. You take 4 points of damage. Sorry, it's a crit. You take 8 points of damage as he slashes into you. But you're a snake. And what happens when you die as a snake?
I just become my full fat dinosaur.
So, imagery here. These are pews made for humans. You are a 7-foot dinosaur who is how many pounds?
What was
Dinosaur person.
I think it was like, I think we actually came, the amount was like in the 579
Yes. You are 579 pounds, 7-ish foot tall, and you expand to the size of a dinosaur as your snake form is reversed. You'd usually heal if you weren't at full. 1d4 HP, but you don't do that. You expand the size of these pews, you smash the 2 pews next to you, and the goblins are forced back from you, although now all can hit you without disadvantage. But you are transformed back, and it is your turn as the goblins stare in shock. The one with his bow picks it back. The one who wasn't attacking in the circle picks his bow back up, getting ready to shoot you in the melee, because he cares not about the friends.
I felt like if I grabbed one of them, could I use them as a shield and actually increase my AC?
You are a 7-foot tall dinosaur? I'm not sure what you plan to be shielded from here, with a 4-foot tall goblin at most.
No, but that's like shield size for me. Like technically, like if I did have a shield.
You're probably using tower shields as a 7-foot tall dinosaur if you want to use a shield like a small shield.
There we go.
We can use this as a buckler. Okay, a goblin is a buckler.
Okay, then that's fine then.
Blocks less attacks is the.
I'll take a swipe at the. I'm assuming it's. Okay, I'll take a swipe. I have to disengage and get an opportunity attack if I do go attack the guy with the bow. I take a swipe at the nearest goblin.
Okay, take a swipe.
Are you fucking with me right now?
No, that's
one
not
more, just for posterity.
Nope. Still nope.
Another one.
Still nope.
Oh my! Let's get them out. Let's get them out of the way. 1 second.
How low can you roll? How low?
Okay.
Can you roll? Oh, you shouldn't have given that one up. Ruining your good seeds.
I kind of want to turn on my webcam
All
and just
right.
get my dice.
The first goblin is the one to go. Is the one with the bows. He shoots into combat, potentially hitting his friends. He hits 1 shot, but he's got a 50-50 chance of hitting a friend. He hits a friend with a short bow for 1 point of damage. As he launches it into his back. We should probably have combat music, shouldn't we?
Actually, what might be best? You mind if I get my dice and have my webcam on?
Next time.
Next time we can get that
I need
ready
to prepare that for things, you know.
for viewership purposes.
Yes. Where's my d8s? Okay, here we go. He does not fall, but he looks very injured as he gets shot in the back. The other 3 shoot as I put on combat music.
Do they have to don their bow again?
Sorry, not shoot, stab. Excuse me. As they are in combat with you. 2 hit with their short swords. Doing 5 points of damage as one stabs into your leg and the other stabs into your tail, laughing. Ha ha ha, stupid! They think, usually they say human. Stupid hombre! As they combine human with some other nonsense goblin word, not knowing how to refer to you.
Will I get an opportunity attack if I change it to another animal right now?
No.
Sick. Can I? Okay. I transform into a bat, and then I fly towards like the darkest corners of the
If you
ceiling.
move, you will get an opportunity attack because they are in melee range. But if you just transform, you're good.
Okay, I turn into a bat.
Lizard bird. Monkey also wants you to be a basketball player, by the way. Because you're so tall as a dinosaur.
I think I'd break the rim.
So you turn into a bat, and what do you do?
Do bats get? My weapons would be claws, right? Or I guess bite.
A bite.
Over 1 damage.
Another 1 damage attack.
Okay, I do that to the goblin that actually hit me.
Actually,
I'm sorry, the goblin that was hit.
transformation is your turn.
Okay.
So
then
you
I
crank
transform
down
the-
in size once again, turn into a bat. Let me see, because your AC is going to be different depending on animal you are. This is the fun of this. I get to constantly look up what random animal you've whimmed into next. Bats. So you're going to be a common bat. 1 to 2 HP. Or you can be a large bat. You want to be a large bat?
What's the AC difference?
8, same. You just get more damage as a large bat.
Oh, large bat it is. I mean, there's literally no downside.
What is the 1d4 of a bat damage?
Oh, bite damage. That's sick.
Oh, larger does 1d4. Yes. Okay. I don't know why I distinguished that. It's confusing. Well, actually, no. You get a % chance of being a large bat. Do you? It doesn't matter. You can just be the larger of the 2 species. I don't care. You transform into the bat, and they go to attack you. The bowman is going to take major disadvantage because you're tiny. Wait, was that... Sorry, Monkey wants you to be an MPA player. Oh my lord, I messed that up. Okay. Well, anyway. Sorry, not Monkey, Claptrap. Look, I'm trying to roll stuff, guys. You're killing me, okay? A 15 is the only one that will hit you. You're likely turning not a bat anymore, but you've saved yourself 1 point of damage.
And I healed 1d4, right?
Yes, you do. So give me a 1d4 as the arrow from one... Not the arrow, sorry. The short sword stabs into you from one of these guys. The arrow guy still has to go. He hits, but he might hit a friend. He does hit a friend again. He shoots the same friend, and you see one of the goblins fall. There are 3 goblins left, 1 bowman.
Wait, did they actually like beat my form? I had 4 health.
What'd you say?
You said he hit me, but you never said the damage. Did he actually get me out of my bat
The
form?
short sword guy stabbed you still, yes.
Okay.
It was not him who was shot down.
Oh shit. We back in it.
You're back in it. You got 4 HP. You're back to 5 health, right?
Yep.
Oh, my lord. Alrighty. It's your turn as the goblins finish their round, just trying to stab into you. You have 2 goblins stabbing at you with short swords now. 1 dead from a comrade and a bowman. Like 20 feet away from you, shooting his bow at short range.
Okay. I think at this point I'd be out of transformations. Let me take a swipe at the one of the goblins closest to me.
Alright.
What the fuck is going on today?
You are not rolling above a 10 as the goblins go. That's even worse. Oh god. Oh god, you get stabbed twice.
I mean, hold on. This is fucking ridiculous. Okay.
You go down as the
I go
goblins
down?
shank you with short swords as you take 7 points of damage. It's terrible. Is this the death? Or do you wake up? Okay.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Days go
I-
by.
I want to roll real die.
Days go by. These are the same as real die, statistically speaking.
It doesn't feel that way.
Days and days go by. You don't wake up. Your soul starts to drift. You failed your quest. Until you awaken, fully naked, hung upside down in this temple. In the just the very middle of it. Both your legs are tied around. You look above you. You can't see, it's pitch black. You hear little voices giggling. What do? Both your legs are tied. You're hung upside down. The blood has rushed to your head. You feel sick. You're at 1 HP. You have no spells. No transformations, because you have not rested. What do? What do you say?
Do I get to see in the dark as a lizard species?
No. Not as a Sarai, I don't believe.
Okay. All right.
I could
Well-
be incorrect, but let me check. For now, start declaring. Are you Googling it?
Actually, right now I'm gonna go grab my real dice.
You cannot roll with your real dice. We're not prepared for that.
We aren't prepared for it. Okay. Fine. I'll look it up.
So confused. What is your race's actual name? Hold on.
All right.
Saurial.
I'm Sauri. No. Saurial? Sauri?
Vision. I'm just Googling it real quick.
Dinosaur-like species.
Low light vision. Okay. How far is it?
Yeah.
I can't find the exact distance. Low light vision. Oh dear. Seeing dim with ordinary vision. Oh, you have really good sight. You can distinguish between colors. You can see like it were day in here, actually. Okay. So in a way, Saurial had that, but... Alright. So you can see around you. And as you look into this dark, dark temple, you see 3 goblins, kind of 2 of them resting on the pews, the other staring up at you right next to your face. He's smiling. He goes... kind of pokes at you with a small stick, laughing at you. You thought you could kill us, he says in very rough common. Doodle head.
Where are you? I can't see.
You can. Remember, you have low light vision.
They don't know that.
Okay. So you're lying. He goes, in front of you, poke poke. Pokes you. You know what you are now? You now?
Prisoner?
No. Guess again.
Hostage.
Mm-mm. One more try.
Food.
No. And he takes his stick. He goes, Pinata! and he whacks you on the head with his stick. Giggling.
Can I rest like this?
No. This is not restful slumber.
Like,
You get poked consistently here. Prodded and slapped.
they have Mexico. I am reading the comments. They
Yes.
have Mexico there.
Well, they are goblins, you know. They come up with their own games. Maybe you've never heard of a piñata, but if you ask, he'll explain the concept of what piñata is to you. It's a goblin word.
What is a piñata? We're
Ooh,
going down this rabbit hole.
it is big Jubilee Man, or
He doesn't say dinosaur.
or lizard. In this case, we slap it until its bits fall out.
All right. All I did was come in here. I never made an attack on you, but you chose to be violent against me for some reason.
Not true. You shapeshifter. Turn into Snaky Snake and slither up Brian's spy. Try to bite him. And you end up getting Chakra killed.
Well, I'm pretty sure Chakra got killed by I try to point out the other one who if I try to, can I recognize them?
This is problematic.
One of those two shot him twice. I don't think I actually hit. I never actually
He
hit
whacks
anyone
you with
of
the
you.
stick on the nose.
Your fault. You bite. You make us hurt. Bad. We just home. You invade home. You devil. Demon.
This-
Like the
this is-
demon in the bad part of the temple.
How about this? This is your home, right? I can offer you my services. I happen to be a priest. If there is a demon here, I can take him away from here, and you can live here demon free. And then there's even more temple for you to live in.
They speak in goblin form.
Harkaputa. Karabutaba. Balabo.
They argue, and you see them pointing to the back of the temple. But you can't see that. You're faced towards the entrance.
Two options.
They are.
Pinata or demon.
Well, I can definitely try to get rid of the demon,
But
and think about this worst case scenario. Even if I don't, I'm not able to get the demon, I'm still gone. It's a win-win for all of you.
treasure ours though. Behind demon. Big glowy thing. Give to us.
Well, I can try. Demons do tend to latch themselves to some physical objects, so depending on the object itself, that may be part of the demon. So I can if it's not part of the demon and if it's glowing, I can definitely give it to you.
One condition.
I'm all ears.
We keep shinies.
You know, if I find any shinies in there,
No.
He points to you.
Shinies.
You do
Oh.
notice that your coin purse is missing, as well as your weapons. They did not take off your armor, as it is very large and made for a dinosaur.
well, my sword would be I don't know if it'd be too big for them. Well, out of everything I own, most of it won't really be useful towards you. You're more than welcome to keep some of the coin.
Shinies.
He rubs his hands together and like symboling for money.
And
Well,
pearl.
yes,
Big shiny pearl.
no, that's an egg. My people lay eggs.
We keep your egg. It's
That's
shiny.
one of my. But the thing is,
Shiny egg, good. Rub it
we
for good luck.
The
And
egg
he
is
takes
full
out
of
your pearl and rubs it.
shit. Like my people lay dozens of tiny snakes when we're born out of one egg. So
You're
if
not
you
a
do-
dwarf, Nahom. Only dwarves lay eggs.
Do lizards don't give live birth?
No, I'm just kidding. Your people
Oh
can
my
lay eggs
God.
too. I was making a joke about my whole.
Your whole only male dwarves, and they all lay eggs. I thought you were doing that with halflings earlier.
No,
as
the
well.
halflings they're copacetic.
Oh, those are just very progressive people. Okay, I got you. Okay, that's just an egg. That's really my child. It is shiny, but it is really
Oh,
worthless.
big pet. Yes, definitely keep now. Sit on it for good luck till it hatches. Then Dino.
Then not Dino. He says.
Then Frumpkin. Yes, good name.
Well, one second. I have a little bit of emergency over here.
Did you spill something? Is Nahom going to curb stomp Pablo? The idea that they have to be Mexican because they have piñatas is disturbing and upsetting. These are just progressive goblins. I do not know how long Nahom will be. Why is it saying we're only been going for 20 minutes? Did the stream go down? Or am I really bad at telling time? They are Mexican, I have decided. Oh dear. This makes me want to take a small siesta. How do I tell how long I've been going for? Is this current campaign? It looks like it, yes. Okay, we've been going for like an hour and a half?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm back.
Okay.
Spilled something.
I guessed it.
Yes.
You should do Mexican
Oh.
accents for the goblins. You've wanted to be
What?
my piñata? That's disturbing.
I feel like if Claptrap is saying it, it's okay, but I do foresee a problem with making all goblins a certain race in any situation.
Yes. The goblins, just to be clear, not Mexican. They do have piñatas. And I'm sure some of them speak a wonderful, similar to Spanish accent, depending on the region, but this is not that region.
An accent which is common in the region they're from.
Yes, totally normal, progressive accent.
Yes, they all speak Norwegian.
They speak no, they speak like they're from San Francisco. That's lore. Okay.
Okay,
where's my coffee, please? Never mind. That was
So
terrible.
like we're going to take your shinies,
Yes.
Florky,
Fremlin.
Gremlin.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Not gonna name it after my cat. Who knows what's gonna happen to that pearl?
you know what? So I say, you know what? Deal. And then I say deal with them, and I say, you want to cut me down so I can at least heal up a bit before I head into this building.
You make good pet.
They take a rope, put it around your neck, and then look up to the ropes above you and go, And they begin to throw small little blades, knives at the ropes until they get cut down.
I have a question.
Eventually,
Shouldn't
one
I
of them runs up your leg and cuts you all the way down, and there's a difficulty to do it. But you are attached by a rope to one of these goblins' arms. He goes,
Shouldn't
Stay
my
here,
head be
sleep.
pretty goddamn close to the ground, like considering this is a human building?
You would think. But you crumple, and you are held by a rope. Do you actually want to rest with the goblins? They will feed you something and let you rest. It's basically all they allow you to do.
I tell them to prepare for the attack. I need I guess I need to wait 1 health every day. Then I guess 2 spell. Let's say I need 2 days rest.
2 days. Then kill demon. Cleric.
Deal. Yes.
Shapeshifter cleric. Who cleric to?
I remember from our previous conversation, it was the one of life. Let's say Vilicata, the cleric of life.
They frown.
Ugh. Good God, Trinidad. maker of goblins. And world.
They gesture upwards.
Oh well. To each his own. You are free to believe in anyone in the pantheon.
They groan. Do you rest these days then?
Yeah, let's say the first day I rest. I'm gonna see if there are any spells I can use. I can use against them, like on the first day that I rest there. And the first day, let's say I do one cure light wound, 2 cure light wounds. Actually, I'm at 1 health. So let's say I do 1 cure light wounds, and then I look over my spell list, see if there's anything else I need.
Okay. As you look over your spell list, I'll give you a minute to prepare what you want to do as I go grab a drink real quick. Is that okay with you? Okay with you?
Right on.
I'm losing my voice. I will be right back, people.
What Dirty doesn't know is I'm actively working against him. Oh, I got a pretty good plan. Oh no, I'm going to. Oh no, I'm gonna get them all. I'm gonna get them all. Oh yeah, absolutely. First, let me get them banned. I'm gonna get them all drunk, and then I'm gonna kill them in their sleep. Um, just like Jesus, my character can turn water into wine. That's the current plan moving forward. Nah, it's too much of a hassle. Maybe one of them, maybe the guy who poked me, I'll make him into a pinata. But like, yeah, I'm definitely going with the get them drunk and slit their throats when they're sleeping. Divination, detect evil, detect poison, elemental fire, elemental water. Yeah, the reason I don't want to get rid of that goddamn pearl is because it's 100 GP. It's by far the most valuable thing I have. So I kind of need to kill them to get that thing back. Made sense when I was making my character.
I have returned.
Sick. Do they have like a water place? Do they have like a storage area for water? Like one like say like not a fountain, but like how like some churches have that little thing of holy water, like a little bucket of it or something.
There is a basin, although you find it filled just with the unspeakable liquids of goblin refuse. They have a bucket where they go and get water and leave it outside for the rain to catch. Do you...
Okay. I cast first I cast cure light wounds on myself.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll it. Hey Doobie, welcome to the stream.
So roll D8, right?
Drinking holy goblin water. Yes. You
Yes.
get 4 HP back. I think you're at 5 again.
Back at 5. So yeah. So I turn the water into wine. I gather the goblins around. And I say, do you guys know what wine is?
Wine?
It's what all the humans drink. It makes them super happy and comfortable, and only rich humans get to drink it.
You are Pinata. You make wine?
I can make wine for you all.
Why?
So, oh, it's part of my priestly duties. I
Stop
usually
speak. Just do.
Slap
have
you with the
a
stick.
wine offering.
They slap you with the stick and ask you to do
Right.
it.
Okay. It's like I'm assuming the bucket's like full, like a couple gallons of water.
Yeah, it's about a gallon.
First I cast create water, make it max like filled up. I guess a bucket's like what 8 gallons.
A bucket?
A bucket, yeah,
It's not,
definitely.
it's not 8 gallons.
Okay, let's see. Wait, how much?
It's a gallon bucket. That's what you have in front of you.
I don't think we're talking like a regular bucket is definitely more than a gallon of water.
There can be buckets that are a gallon. There's no standard bucket in a medieval fantasy world. 1, 2. A gallon is about this. A gallon of milk is pretty hefty. Think about 2 of those. You make a decent sized bucket.
Okay, let's say okay, we have 2 gallons of water, and I cast water into wine, and I say,
Sure.
and I tell them, oh, if you drink this, this is what the humans love to do. Then I take a sip of the water, I take a sip of the wine, and like
Okay.
I show them it's fine to drink.
You cast your suspicious magics on the wine. They will take some drinks after you and then continue to gulp it down. One of them gets particularly drunk off of the wine, goes and takes a nap. The other 2 sit with you, taking turns watching. One of them watching outside as well. You've noticed now that there's only 3 of them, and one of them has to watch you and the other is taking a nap. The figure on the outside is now just a small goblin with 1 stick holding up the cloak, so it looks like a very tiny man, 4 foot tall.
Hypothetically, say if I grab this dude and choke him out, would the one downstairs be able to hear me?
Probably.
Oh,
Are you a thief?
I'm not a thief, no.
Then you're probably not very sneaky.
Oh, well, let's do charisma check. Let's see if I can get the other one who is with me to drink with me and drink more of the wine.
How do you convince him to drink? I need more than just a charisma check. What do you say to him?
It's like, don't you goblins love to be rich? Well, this is what the rich people do. If you do this, you may even learn how to be rich better and get more money in the future.
Okay. Roll me a charisma check trying to convince the goblin that he'll see good dividends on drinking wine. It's interesting. What's your charisma score?
It's like 16, I think, but that's either way, it's a heavy pass. It's a 12, but still.
It's 12, so that is a 26. Okay.
You say this make me big? Rich? Big and
It'll-
rich?
it'll-
Goblin,
yes.
famous goblin band. Very spunky. Big and rich.
Big and rich. Okay.
Goblins are the best to me. But you convince the goblin to drink with you. He drinks wine, but he also has you drink just as much as him. And
But I'm 4 times his size.
yes. But I'm gonna need you both to roll Constitution rolls. You can have a +4 to yours as well, since you are much larger than him.
That's a heavy success.
Yes. The goblin does not succeed, and he gets very drunk, and he goes,
You know what? You're an alright pinata.
and he slaps you on the leg with his stick.
You're a pretty cool goblin as well.
I am. I will soon be big and rich. Like the successful goblin band from far away. Save a horse, ride a human, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. Then I take a sip of the wine. Like, well, I think it's getting to the time to hit the hay. Now that is it dark outside or is it still bright out?
It's dark out, but goblins stay up usually at night. The other one was only resting because he got drunk.
Okay. Is this guy looking like he's gonna pass out soon?
No. He's partying.
Oh
He's
shit.
having
Okay
fun.
then.
He's very drunk. He
try
hands
to-
you another glass of wine. Not glass. He hands you the bucket back. full of wine.
I take a gulp of the wine, and I put it back, I hand it back to him, and now I'm. So does the other guy at the door have his bow or any sort of weaponry?
He's under the cloak,
Assuming a
waving
dagger.
the stick back and forth. You think this is their, you can see this is their thing. They do this to guard off wandering monsters or people.
I tell the drunk one, like, hey, isn't it your turn to wave the stick? I feel like he's been out there for a while.
Why would I want to wave the stick? Let's work. We're partying. Drink.
He hands
Drink,
you the
I
wine
drink.
again.
I take another sip. Then I wait until he's like super drunk, and for him to pass out.
Okay, let's do another round of contracts. You're gonna run out of wine though soon. He fails his. What's your constitution?
16.
16.
It's a
That's
greater
pass.
success.
He is turned. Just imagine me in college when I went out to party and I did a handstand and walked home and I lost the bottom of my boot somehow. I've still never found it, by the way. But he's that drunk and he's slurring. He's like,
You're the best pinata I've ever seen. Back in the good old days when goblins roamed the land and there weren't all these disgusting humans, you know what we did? We
What'd you guys
slapped
do?
them down, we beat them with sticks and made them carry our heavy things. We rode them like in the Big and Rich song, save a horse, ride a human.
Yeah, I've heard that song. From you.
Shut up! I was speaking.
and he rants and raves and he's rocking back and forth. He's beating you with the stick countless numbers of times. What do you do?
Okay, so now he's good and drunk. I'm like, I start talking to him. I'm like, yeah, if we find any shinies in there, are you guys gonna split those, right? You guys gonna split them 3 ways, and you're all gonna get like equal amount of shinies?
We
Or is one of
will.
you guys the leader?
Until this wine turns into the dividend thing you spoke about. It makes me big and strong and rich.
Of course.
Then I won't
You still-
need them.
Yeah, but not just that. Even if you're big and strong and rich, you can always have more money.
Just give me
And
a charisma check now before you continue.
Okay.
Define how the rest of this interaction goes. As you try and convince him
Come
to
on.
beat up on his friends.
Oh my god.
He looks angry at you. What do you say to enrage him? How does this conversation go so bad? You're trying to convince him to beat up on his friends. What do you say that's so terrible to him that makes him turn against you?
Well, I like all you goblins. You're one of the good ones. I know you guys are all ugly fucks, but
What did you say?
You
One
know
of the
what?
good ones? That's a racial stereotype.
And he takes his stick and you need to roll initiative as he goes to beat you with it for actual points of damage. Unless you just let him. He goes at 7.
Say roll d10. I can still decide how I act. Oh yeah.
You go first. He picks up his stick. He's clearly coming to whack you in the face with it very hard.
Is the other guy asleep still?
He's snoring. The other guy outside, you see he's turned. The goblins are not Mexican. I cannot say this enough. And I also can't do a Spanish accent very well, so.
What is the likelihood I can grab 2 of them and choke them out at the same time?
Not high, you're not ambidextrous or proficient in dual wielding or martial arts.
Oh well, I grab the stick from him. Let's try that.
You try and disarm him.
Yeah.
Give me a d20 to see if you hit him.
Of course I hit
You
that
hit him.
one.
Now his strength check. He rolls a 19
He rolls a 19.
plus his strength of 9, so that is 28.
Oh no, he's a 30-pound soaking wet baby,
Okay.
but somehow
Just-
a 500-pound dinosaur was like,
I'll even give him a -4 and you don't succeed, so
like
that's
it's
a,
like
Yeah, this is the image in our head. The 7-foot-tall dinosaur has a small little rope around his neck. The goblin's holding onto that. You lift up. You're like, I will take your stick. You go to grab his stick. You grab on. He's holding it, and you struggle. But the goblin stands firm. He's got that drunk strength, that angry strength you get when you're drunk. The strength I had when I was in college, and I was very wasted, and I wanted to escape my dorm room to go throw a crab rangoon outside, and I ended up throwing it in RA while 4 men held me down, trying to restrain me as I did it. That's the kind of strength we're talking about here. As he pulls on that stick, he goes, "Not today, Pinata!" As he tries to rip it out of your hand for your turn, give me another strength check. He rolls a 16 plus 9, so he is exactly at 24? No, 25.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I win.
You do win. You hold onto the stick. He's unable to pull it. And that's his turn. What do? You're also holding onto the stick still.
We're still grappling it. Can I grab his throat and start choking him out?
You'll have to let go of the stick unless you want to take a penalty for ambidextrous, which would be a minus.
Since he's holding on to the stick, can I swing the stick away with him on it and throw him outside?
Give me a strength check to try and direct. He rolls a 13 plus 9, so 22. What is your strength?
My strength is a 14, so this would not be a success now.
It's higher than him, isn't it?
Isn't it? Oh, okay. I thought never mind.
13 plus 9 is 22. What is 14 plus 8? It's
22.
Oh, you match. A tie as you are stuck together, holding firm. He goes, "Not today, Pinata!" As he goes to another strength check, please. 14 plus 9. Roll me yours. Oh. You manage to resist once again. What do? It goes back to you. It's beginning to get awkward. You're staring each other down as you both hold onto a stick. It's not the most flamboyant fight you've ever been in. Let's get some exciting battles.
Where's my sword? Is my sword nearby? Can I see it?
Your scimitar is nearby. It's on the ground near the sleeping goblin, about 20 feet away.
Cool. You know, drunk people have penalties on them. Let's say I let go, I disengage, I let go from him. I try to walk over to that goblin.
Do you disengage or do you retreat?
I'm sorry. So I just walk away. Disengage. Disengage means you can still do an action though, correct?
No.
Okay, so retreat is. I thought retreat was.
I just meant okay. Do you run away without trying to avoid an opportunity attack, or do you?
Yeah, I let him complying. That's fine. Let's say I run over and try to stomp the sleeping goblin's head.
He whacks you on your way out with the stick.
There's no penalty for being drunk?
There is. He still whacks you. Roll a 14.
Oh, sure.
Your AC is 12, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Am I correct?
Yeah, my AC is 12, but I would think...
So he matches your AC exactly.
I guess...
For 1 point of damage as he whacks you on the ass with the stick. Again, temporary, so it'll only last about an hour.
Oh. 4.
You just killed yourself on accident.
And then, okay. The guy's sleeping, and I'm 500 pounds. Say if I step on his head, that will pretty much do him in, correct?
Yeah. Give me a D10. I won't require another action for that. You're just trying to step on him?
That's it.
You are very heavy. Oh my. You're stumbling through the pews. You've drank quite a bit tonight. You're not drunk, but you're definitely tipsy, and you're stumbling through these pews as you're a big dinosaur smashing through them, and you trip your feet up, and you kind of slam next to the goblin. Do you grab your scimitar?
I do grab my scimitar.
You grab your scimitar, but you don't have enough actions left. The goblin wakes up in a stupor and goes, "Ah! Arky barky!" And the goblins go. One sprints into the building. He manages to get to you, but he cannot take his action. He's got his short sword on him. The one with the stick charges at you with the stick. That's a floor die. This one is not. 16 as he slaps you with the stick for 2 points of temporary damage as he slaps you on the ass again, slamming his stick into you. Oh, that sounded okay. The one that just woke up does not have a weapon. He disengages with you and runs towards the far side of the temple, towards where they said the demon was.
What do you mean disengage? He's dead, right? The one on the floor. It's only 2 left.
Oh, you did smash his head. I forgot about that. Yes, never mind.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You missed. What are you talking
No,
about?
I didn't. You
Rolled
said
a
you were
9.
sleeping. You told me to roll a d10,
To hit.
and then
No, a d20 to hit. You rolled a d10. Rolled a d20. Sorry.
you told me to roll a d10.
Roll me a d20
Roll-
to hit. You hit on a 10.
Roll the tape.
And you get +4 for prone, so d20 +4. You hit. You smash that. Okay, he is dead. So you run over, you thump over, and you don't do that stumbling trippy thing. Well, you still do it, but you stumble and trip right onto his head. He smashes like a watermelon. It's gross. It gets all over your foot. Ugh, it's sickening. And then the things happened as I described them prior, except for the goblin.
So now that I have my scimitar, I turn into a large bat. Actually, no. Let's say I turn into a snake again.
Okay, you turn back into a snake?
Yep.
You trying to do that HP game? Okay. They attack the snake, both missing as they go to slash at this snake or thump at this snake with their sticks. One of them very cool.
I attack the one with the short sword.
You hit the one with the short sword. Give me a D1.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I was gonna wonder if this is gonna turn out green or red because it's the only option.
No. All right, you do 1 damage to the goblin. He looks healthy. The gardener snake bites into his big toe. He screams, "Ah!" Tries to kick you off.
Let's say I'm under him, like I'm like trying to ride on his leg and shit. Like I'm wrapping around him.
They both attack at you. This is the drunk one. Roll a D2. I'm not determining which die was which. It is the drunk one, unfortunately, as your armor class is higher as a snake and he's drunk, so he takes this -4 penalty. The 15 would have hit, but it doesn't. He slams his stick down next to you, and you know on an unlucky day where you wouldn't
My
have done all this
idea was if
planning.
I'm on him, is he hitting the guy?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say I bite him again.
Okay. Go for another small garden snake bite.
Oh, the hits keep rolling, huh?
Yes, a
I'm just
17.
fucking-
Beautiful.
Just 1 damage again. Yeah.
Another 1 damage to the same goblin.
Yep.
He goes down
And
another HP. You
let's,
bite.
Let's say I'm working my way to his shoulder. That's
Okay.
my plan.
You bite his calf as you wrap your way up him. Take a big chunk out of him, and they continue to try and stab at you.
How far up his
No
body am I at
dice.
this point?
On his calf.
On his calf? Okay.
Yes. You gonna try and slip into his mouth? Is this gonna get weird like Alien or something? Are you gonna try and pop out of his stomach like a baby?
Oh no. I'm trying to get out of my transformation on top of him, so I come down and smash him.
That's interesting. It's an interesting idea. I don't know why you didn't turn into a bird, but talk about
Potential escape down the road if this doesn't work
Oh,
out.
I see. They go to strike at you again. Jesus. What is your AC? 12?
Well, as an I think it's an 8 as a bat.
You're not a
As
bat,
a bat,
you're a
as a
snake.
snake. 9? You said earlier, I think.
Oh god, I gotta remember. Give me a moment.
Crackhead
You're
guy.
not a snake. You're not a winged snake. You're a tiny little snake.
Big old slippery snake.
Class. You have. Keyway, there we go. You have 7 armor class, so they will actually both hit you as they slam their short swords into you. You grow once again, kind of lifting the goblin up on your shoulders as you grow from under him, and he is now on your shoulders, riding on you with his short sword, ready to stab down. The one with the stick below you. What do you do?
Okay, what's that? Okay, since he's actually on top of me, what's the wrestling move where you lift them up and you like kind of body slam them with your weight?
Talk about a haymaker?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a strength check. This is a different goblin. He rolled a natural 1 with a strength of 7. to see if you can force him down. Okay.
30. I think it's 30, 32.
I think this is a haymaker. I could be wrong.
This is a 30.
You definitely beat him. So what do? You just lift him up and...
Oh no, it's like what was it? I'm trying to pull up a video so you know what I'm talking about.
I don't need a video. Describe it to me. I don't want to see a video.
Oh, basically, I lift him up, like holding him like when you hold him towards your back, and you just drop your entire weight on them, like you kind of like back slam them.
So you go backwards, or
backwards onto him, yeah.
Okay. You crush him as your 500 pounds sits on top of him. I'll see if he survives. There's a chance.
Argy.
You hear a argy bug.
And you feel goo just smatter on your back as you squish him as you fall prone. Now you are prone now, so the one with the stick does get a +4 to hit you, which cancels out his drunkenness.
Let me get that out of the way, so we are aware of what's going on.
He misses though. Are you posting it in the chat?
6 health. Oh no, 6 health, 5 health again. Oh no, a recovery from turning back into an animal.
D4, okay. He gets HP back when he transforms, just as a note. So the guy stabs at you, or thumps at you with the stick, but it does not do damage. It just thumps off your scaly legs.
Becoming unprone, is that an action, or is that kind of I get up?
You stand up.
Okay, I stand up and I take a swing at my scimitar.
You'd miss your movement, basically, if you stand up. You hit him.
This is a D8. This could just be
never been hit. So the last goblin. 7 damage as you take your scimitar. You wrap it across his throat. As we watch blood pour out, he goes...
Pinata.
As he falls to the ground, dead.
That band fucking sucks!
Pink
And
and
then-
rich. I will ride humans in Valhalla.
Witness
Dead.
me.
All
There
right.
you go.
You sit in the temple, surrounded by dead goblins, with perhaps a demon on the other side. As you look, there's the direction that you couldn't see before that you might have been studying for a little while now. Yes, the music was very exciting. Thank you for noting that, chat. You see an altar. It's got a basin on it, and behind it there is a door into the darkness. And since it's darkness, you will know that it is outside your field of vision, which is 60 feet. So this temple goes back further than you might expect. Or goes down, perhaps. To where you cannot see. What do you do?
I loot all the goblins and get all my stuff back on.
You get all your stuff back. You find 10 silver on the rest of the goblins. A pittance sum for a pittance race. Unless you want their short swords or sticks.
Let's say I pile them up. I could sell them in a town or something later.
Okay, you find 3 short swords and a bow. Short bow.
Sick.
Quiver of arrows. 10.
Alright, I'm back at 6. I'm back at 6 health. Is it getting late? It's getting late, right? That's what we established before this happened, I think, or it was like evening.
It was nighttime when you were drinking, and you drank all through the night. It is getting close to early morning.
Okay. Let's do a long rest just so I can kind of regain that 1 HP and get my spells back for the day.
You rest. And I will see if anything happens.
The fleet of goblins come back.
Ooh. This may be weird. Oh my god, that would have been bad.
Like you,
Well, that doesn't work. I need to re-roll that. Sometimes my certain encounters will end up being not made for this kind of stuff.
single.
Okay, nothing happens. Well, actually, roll me a perception check. As you nap.
Nothing happens.
Absolutely nothing happens. You dream so peacefully you see nothing. There's no dreams. You're so blind in your sleep. You wake up.
All right. It's morning. I'm going to memorize 2 instances of Cure Light Wounds, and then 1 instance of Entangle.
Okay. You memorize it.
Cool. Well, now that everything's all accounted for, I make my way into the back room.
Okay. You begin to descend into the back room, and as you look into this room, you see it leads down into a chamber, and there's a door in front of whatever lies beyond in that bottom room. What do you do?
All right. I open the door.
You open it, and as you look inside, you are surprised to see the room is completely covered in icicles. As you look up and down, everything is ice. And you are going to need to give me another perception check as you look into this icy room. It's made out of stone, but just like icicles hang everywhere. And among those icicles, you see something batting its wings as it looks at you. It's this creature with a long, pointed nose. It's got these weird, floppy, like, pointed ears that just flop up and down from time to time. It's got these weird little wings. It's completely white and kind of like clearish, like an icicle. And it looks at you. It just stares for a moment. It flutters around.
Does it appear to be hostile?
What does that mean?
I mean, does it look like if I take it's just staring at me? Am I inside the room at this point, or am I still in the doorway?
You're outside the room in the doorway. Kind of just stares at you.
Well, I say hello.
You only speak common, correct?
Yep.
Continues to stare. And as you do not move, I need you to roll a saving throw as you are hit with an icicle that shoots out of the creature's mouth. It opens its mouth and just suddenly, maybe you thought it was going to speak. You save, so you will take. Give me a moment. You take 2 damage as you get stabbed in the leg with an icicle, since you saved. Do I want to round up? Actually, we'll round down 1 damage.
Okay. Obviously,
That applies to you too, though, for anything you have to round down for.
That's fine. Obviously, like, this thing's hostile. I go ahead and how tall is the ceiling? Would I feasibly be able to hit it when I swing at it, like, with my reach of whatever 10 feet or whatever it is?
It's flying in the middle of the room, so right now you could, if it flew up all the way to the top and like hung to the ceiling somehow, you might not be able to hit it, but it's flying like mid-level.
Did initiative start after he attacked me?
Oh, yes, we do initiative now. Sorry. Go ahead and give me a D10. He goes at 10. Very slow.
Great. I rock up to him and I swing my scimitar. For a hit.
You do hit him.
4 damage.
You do 4 damage to the creature. Okay. Probably need to turn on some more exciting music. Do I want werewolf music?
Fucking...
Let's do Field of Heroes. Okay. You take your scimitar and slash against one of his wings. He screeches out as he flies. He's about 4 foot tall. He looks as I described him prior, with those icicle-like features, long pointed nose, growls at you, kind of like a hiss growl, and he takes his claws and rakes into you for...
He already hit me. Shit.
Yes. 1 point of regular damage, and then as you get hit. You feel a chilling cold run over you, and you lose 1 point of your permanent HP. Not actual HP. You go down to 5 instead of 6 maximum.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Is this temporary? Out of game?
How would you know?
I wouldn't. Yeah.
It's your turn once again.
Back.
Oops.
And then I swing at him once more.
Swing at him.
Fuck.
You miss, and the creature goes and swings at you. A natural 20. As he crits you. For 2 points of damage. And
God.
another maximum slips from you as you go down to 4 maximum.
I switch over to my let's say large bat form.
Transform
And,
into a bat.
Yep.
Alright. The creature goes to attack you again with another natural 20. My god. You are in dire straits, my friend. It takes away your bat form, and you turn back into a dinosaur once again.
Okay. Let's say I'm back. I'll roll it.
Give me D4.
I'm full,
You
back to
regain
full
2.
fat for whatever it is for now.
Yes.
I lost 2 health, so yeah. Swing,
your turn
a good
once
old swing of the scimitar.
Give me a swing.
Come on.
Natural 1. Give me another
I
D20.
swear,
For save versus death.
I swear to God, this is like.
Is that a pass?
I think it's a pass. It wasn't
Let's
above
see
10.
Here. Where did I put the saving throw sheet? You're a priest, or you're a druid technically, but still, same thing. Save versus death is 10. You do pass. You swing your scimitar. You feel it leaving your hands, but by the grace of your nature powers and everything that flows through you, you manage to barely hold on to it. The creature, the ice demon, devil, whatever you may call it, goes to scrap at you again with a 17 to hit. Hitting you once again for another D2 worth of damage. You take 2 damage and you slip down to 3 maximum hit points.
Okay. Let's okay, I turn into a rabbit.
You turn into a rabbit. The creature continues. He goes,
You die now.
as he misses your rabbit form, just barely as a claw goes to scratch at you once again. You see his fingers, they have little icicles on them, and as they touched you before, an icicle would insert into you, and he would pull back, and you see where it was, another icicle would grow. Very sickly fingers.
Do rabbits get attacks?
You can go for a bite, but he's flying, and you're a rabbit, so you can't attack him, actually. No.
So does that mean can he still get an opportunity attack against me?
Yes. No, opportunity attack? He's not using a weapon, so he doesn't get an opportunity attack. He's using his claws.
Cool.
Weapons get opportunity attacks.
I flee out of the door.
You flee out of the door?
I flee out of the door and try to make my way up the hallway as far as possible.
Okay, you flee. Okay. Where do you go? No.
1 second.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that's a phone call. So I flee up the door. I am upstairs. Is there? I look at the door. Is there a way to bar the door?
There's no way to bar the door that's quick. There's the pews you could go lift up and carry over after a long time.
Okay. Let's say I go upstairs and I try. So if I'm disengaging fully, I can go 60 and be, that's my.
If
whole
you're just
entire turn,
running
right?
away, disengagement is an action. Just to be clear.
All right. Let's say I go out. Let's say I go outside and around the corner, just so I'm outside and I can kind of.
You run out of the temple. You can make it right to the entrance and right around the corner, but that's it.
Okay. I kind of pause there, and I guess I undo my trans. I can't undo it right now. I guess my next action I'll undo it.
You transform next turn. Nothing happens before that.
Is there any sign of him? Do I hear him coming up the hallway or anything like that?
You don't hear anything. You're pretty far away from where he was before. He might have followed you though.
Okay, let's say so I'm at 3. I literally can only get back to full because 3 health.
Yep.
If I rolled it. Let's say I bar the door and I hold there for a moment.
Okay. How long do you wait?
Let's say 3 turns.
3 turns or 3 rounds?
3 rounds of combat. I'm sorry.
You wait 3 rounds. Nothing happens.
Right. Presumably he's not coming back. He's not coming back up here. Will Cure Light Wounds get rid of this ice?
I have no answer for you.
I already have 2 instances of it. I cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
You cast it?
Yep. D8.
You get
3 health.
3 HP. You do not increase your maximum.
I bar the door and I kind of hold outside, and I start breaking down chairs and getting ready to smoke the animal out.
Do you have flint and steel?
If I wait a day, I have firelight.
What is firelight? Let's see that spell.
Make small fires.
Is that elemental fire? To a fire. It's a present campfire. You already have to have a campfire for firelight. It does not just start a fire. But yeah, you do something else then, or
let's say I kind of bar the door and I try to rest up and patch myself up, and
the door's still open down there. So do you go down there knowing that?
No, I don't open the door to the actual. There's 2 doors, right?
No, there's one, as I described.
Oh.
The temple is open. It's just an open kind of awning leading into the temple, and then there's a small door in the back room that you came down to. But it's still open. You didn't close it. You're a rabbit.
I was a rabbit.
Yes.
He is an ice-powered individual. I'm not really sure how to go down there without actually.
For your Pokemon, fire type would beat him. Sorry.
What would be the disadvantage of firing arrows as the short bow?
Disadvantage?
What would be like the penalty?
For you, because you're not proficient. Let me find that info for you. A non-proficient priest firing a weapon, because you're a druid, but they work off priest stuff, would strike at a -3. So D20 -3.
Do I know its armor class?
How would you know its armor class?
I mean, I hit it once, I think.
It doesn't give you armor class.
All right.
You know it's a flying creature that's kind of smallish. Probably pretty difficult to hit.
Let's say I go outside and take a long rest and try to tend to my wounds before I try to re-attempt attacking this fucking thing.
I see. So you go to tend to his wounds. Or your wounds?
My wounds.
Okay. I thought you said his wounds. I was confused for a second why I said it, and I was like, huh. Okay. So how do you do that? You just go.
Well, I go outside. I try to like in the sun, try to like see if they start melting or anything like that. Starts happening because it's like goddamn permafrost.
About 30 minutes later, as you're like trying to figure out how to fix yourself, you feel your maximum increase by 1. And then another 10 minutes, it increases again. Then another 10 minutes, increases again, and eventually you get back to full as you sit outside.
Oh, so I'm back at full. Okay, so I cast Cure Light Wounds on myself again.
Okay.
It's been long enough where he's still injured, but I still have my. Oh, that's a D20.
You do not get 16 HP.
Okay, I'm at 5, but he would still be technically at what's it called? He would still be injured from my last 2 hits. I think I got 2 hits on him, right?
Perhaps.
I whiffed the first one. I got a D4 for damage the first time I went down there. Okay. Well, let's say I try to go back down there and I try to grab something as a shield. See if I break off a piece of pew and try to block trying to like force the entryway
How
with that.
long were you outside for? How many?
I guess you said 30 minutes per thing. I waited until at least all of them are gone, so an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you go back down?
Go back down and peer around the corner.
You peer around the corner, you see the open door. In
Is he still
icicles on the
hovering?
floor. You can't see it fully into the room unless you go all the way down. Do you go all the way down? It's a straight hallway with just an open door, so anything in the room would be able to see you if you go down.
Fine. I go down, but I still have my thing as like kind of like a blocker.
As soon as you go down, an icicle shoots out at you. Very much prepared from the creature who's in the middle of the room. Oh, I don't roll anything. You roll a saving throw. Excuse me. Roll me a saving throw.
It just automatically hits.
It does. As an icicle shoots into you. I think I rolled the wrong damage for this before, but I'll stick with it.
I thought blocking was fun. I thought I could block with the shield.
An icicle shoots out at you. It just triggers a saving throw. It's like a spell.
Oh, okay.
Did you roll a 14?
Yep.
Okay, you take half, so you take 1, because you cannot take 0. So you take 1 point of damage as the icicle shoots into your gut. Oof. And initiative, as we re-engage with this ice creature. He goes at 8.
Okay, so let's say from the hallway, I am trying to shoot my dart at him.
Okay, shoot your blowgun. Get 2 shots. You go first. The first definitely hits. The second... Ice boy. The second also hits. As you shoot 2 darts into him, do your damage. As you blow 2 darts into the creature. Oh, 6 damage. You shoot your blowgun. You go... As 2 darts shoot out of it. One hits the creature in the shoulder. It goes... The other hits it in the side of the cheek, and he screams. And as he does, he shoots one more time at you. Give me another saving throw. Two damage. You fail. You take the whole 2 damage as it shoots another icicle into your thigh. It hurts. It's very, very pointy icicle. It's very cold. What do you do?
Can I shoot and move?
You can move 30 feet and then shoot, or you can shoot and not move. Do you do so?
I shoot.
17 is a hit. Give me your D3. Do another point of damage. You shoot the creature again with the blow dart. This time it hits him right in the stomach. Screeches once again, angered by your impotence. Or your insolence.
He's still does he look worse for wear, or is he still up like before?
He's got 3 darts in him. You hit him once with the scimitar, I believe. So he's got like a chip out of his wing. He's got 2 darts in him in his body, and he's got 1 dart in his cheek, and he's just...
Is he still injured from earlier?
Yes, as that was the chip on the shoulder, wing.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying like earlier today, like when,
Yes,
when I came down there.
that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
chip on the wing. You hit him with a scimitar, I believe, or blow dart, one of the two. Either way, his wing is injured because I mentioned that earlier. But he does look worse for wear. He does look very hurt. You're not sure of the biology of this creature, but you'd assume it's pretty well damaged. And it goes. I need to roll this. It stares at you and it kind of recoils backwards into the room behind the side of the door where you cannot see it. What do you do?
Okay. If he's is okay.
He's out
If
of
he's
view.
going. Hypothetically, if I did smoke out this entire area, how long would it take to clear out the air? If I used air column.
How would you smoke it out? Air column? You could probably
See, if
smoke him in with air column, but smoking him out is a whole different.
I mean, smoke him in, like suffocate him, then air out the room when I'm over. Wind column, I mean. Wait a minute.
This is meant to hold you up.
Wind column?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Priest acts as a spell need not fear most routine falls. Strong power of wind to slow his descent. So Dust Devil or something would be what you're looking for. Or Wind Servant.
I peer into the room and I look around to see like I look towards the area he went in. I don't peek all the way through. I just kind of peer into the room and see what I first take in when I go down.
So you peer into the room with your head?
Yep.
His large dino head comically looks around the corner and an opportunity attack, sorry. He takes his held attack at you. Natural 1, critically failing on his save. He fumbles forward and you get an opportunity attack with your scimitar. I assume you're holding your scimitar?
Yep. At this point we're in melee range.
And he dives in front of you.
Oh
Critical
shit!
hit, 2 die for criticals. Criticals are only on 20s now, by the way. We're not doing +5. You do 4. And 6. As you slice off its head, it goes tumbling through, and you have slain the ice demon creature devil as it falls to the ground, fluttering its wings, sadly. As you peer into the room, you see on the middle of the room, there's this large pillar. And in the middle of the pillar, there's like this kind of incropping where a clear crystal gem shines with a light glow.
Before I walk towards that, I take a look at like any other rooms in the surrounding area, around the corner, just confirm I'm alone here.
You look around for a while. Give me a perception check.
Oh, what the fuck? Don't see shit.
You think you see something. You look to your right. You're like, oh, another one of them. And you slash your scimitar at a large icicle sticking out of the ground and slice off the top of it, but it's nothing. And you continue to worry that there's, because this creature looks kind of like an icicle itself. And you're like seeing shadows. You're very afraid. There's one of these creatures in these icicles.
I'm holding my sword, but I'm still looking around on the ground. Do I see any gold, any items, or any bones or shit like that?
You only
a
see
goblin
the
corpse.
clear crystal gem at the end of the room.
I walk towards the gem.
It's about the size of a small potato.
I shove the bird in my bag. I don't know if its parts are worth something.
Bird?
The fucking were fox, whatever the thing is.
Okay, you shove the head, the decapitated head in there too, the creature.
Let's say yeah.
Okay, you shove it in.
And then I go over to the crystal and I try to grab it.
You touch it and give me a saving throw versus spell.
Just barely a pass.
11's a pass.
I thought it was 10 for priest at my level or something like that.
Let me look. Priest saving versus spell is 15. It is not a pass.
Oh.
Death is lower and other things are lower, but that is not a pass. You fail your saving throw, and darkness clouds your vision. And soon you realize as you feel around, you're not in that room anymore even. This darkness is somewhere else. And as you peer into the darkness, you hear a voice. It says,
Shinabog.
"Welcome." And we fade to black for this week.
Shinabog. Every time something dark happens, I always think that fucking, like, you're like cultists, like, saying, Shinabog.
Shinibo. Okay, so let me calculate XP for you while you talk to the VOD or whoever remains in the chat, although I'm not sure how many people do, about your thoughts on this session while I calculate XP, because we need something to fill the air.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, this is what you're gonna have to get used to. I mean, I'm a spellcaster for at least a little bit of time. I'm gonna be pretty goddamn squishy until I can transform into better fucking things. But I keep like peeking out, taking hour-long breaks, and then going back into fights, like putting them at disadvantages. Jesus fuck. Hey. Good night.
Good night, home dogs and home slices. Okay. You get 1,020 XP.
I think I level.
This session. I can check that actually very quickly. Let's see here. Priest. That's a wizard. That's a ranger. I'm going in the wrong direction. You level at 1,500, so I do not believe you level yet.
Oh, what did I get exactly?
1,020.
Oh fuck. Oh, if I fought that hill giant.
If only you fought the hill giant. So you get that XP, and we will wrap the session there, and we'll bring you back next week when you talk to the mysterious figure in this place you are at.
I get a prime requisite. In my main thing, wisdom. I believe
it's probably going to be 10% if you have above a 16.
Okay, I have a 16.
Then you will take an extra 10%. I believe. I don't have the willpower to check it, but I will give it to you this session, at least till I read the rules later.
Oh, current XP, 1,222.
Yes. Congratulations. And you're good for next week, same time, or no?
Same time, same place.
Okay, then you guys can find us here next week, or you can find us on Monday at 8 a.m. We are going to be rolling Teo's Grey Elf Wizard, or you can go watch the first episode on the channel and then come watch us on Monday. He is playing a Grey Elf Conjurer. I won't spoil too much, but there's a lot of rat-like behavior involved in Wakeport these days. And that's really all I'll say for our wonderful conjurer. Any final thoughts, Nahom, other than that?
I'm getting a dice cam, and, thanks for watching.
Alrighty. Well, everyone, have a good week. See you next time.